Well, good day, viewers. Today we have a 2008 Hyundai Elantra. It's here for 228,000 kilometers on it. It's here for a hard starting problem. Customer reports that the majority of the time it just cranks and won't fire, and he has to try it several times. So we're going to set up the scanner here to look at some live data while we're trying to start it. I haven't tried to start it yet. It's been sitting for a couple of hours since the customer dropped it off. So I'm sitting outside, so I apologize for the glare on the screen here. Attempting an automatic ID with the scan tool. Key is on. And I'll put the mileage in. 228735. Let's do a code scan and see if there's any codes to be reported. Key on, engine off. Now this is not super fast, so I'll pick up when we get to the end of the code scan. Well, that's an interesting code. Immobilizer transponder error. Immobilizer key mismatched. That could account for a crank no start condition. Wow, that was painfully slow. So we got 3 codes related to immobilizer problems. Transponder error, key mismatch, and Smartra no response. Under voltage code in the electronic power steering. And the codes haven't been recently cleared because all the maintenance monitors are running past. So let's go into engine and let's clear the codes. Oops, wrong one. So we have no codes present now. Let's see if it'll start. I'm going to cycle the key. Don't see a tack signal. I cleared the code, so let's check it for codes again. Immobilizer transponder error 1693. Now he says if he just keeps trying, it'll go. Sounds like it needs the alternator belt tightened as well. Well, let's bring it in the shop now that it's running. So we're going to see what the troubleshooter says about this P1693. Code tips P1. No, it's not in here. P1. Okay, well, I'll look it up in Identifix. So here's some information on this P1693 code. It says the ECM detects or sets a 1693 if there's an abnormal response from the transponder. Now I did talk to the customer just now and they did state that they have another key, but they had tried the other key as well with the same result. So I'm starting to lean towards an antenna problem. Corrupted data from the transponder, more than one transponder in the magnetic field. Well, there's only one key on the key ring. No transponder key without a transponder in the magnetic field. Now it's obviously an intermittent problem because you can try it 3 or 4 times and it will eventually start. But he's going to bring me another key in the morning and I'm going to try that one, and in the meantime I'm going to talk to a tech that works on these vehicles all the time. So I'm using the Snap-on scanner here to look at data in the Immobilizer module. The key status says not checked. I'm going to view this while I turn the key on and off and see if I get an invalid. So I cycled the key from off to on 4 times in that time frame there, and it didn't yeah, it didn't switch 4 times. Well, we're going to try another key. He does have another learned key. So here's a troublemaker chart for P1693. It says neutralize the ECM and register the transponder key with the scan tool. You need a 6-digit PIN code from the manufacturer for this vehicle, like a skim code on a Chrysler product, I would imagine. Are neutralizing and registering complete? Check the connectors for looseness, poor connection, bending, corrosion, contamination, deterioration, or damage. Repair or replace as necessary. If that doesn't fix it, substitute with a known good transponder and perform key teaching procedure. If the vehicle is corrected, replace the transponder and then go to verification. In other words, you're on your own. Check transponder ECU status. Ignition on, engine off. Monitor the ECU key and SmartTra status parameter on the scan tool. ECU status learnt. What did we have? Immobilizer. Data. Now it says learned, but before it did not say learned. All 3 of these should say learned. So I'm thinking it's going to start right now. I'm going to try it. Okay, you see what happened there? When it registered not checked, it just cranked and wouldn't fire. This thing needs an alternator belt tightened as well. So, again, it could be the key, it could be the antenna or the transponder. I'm not familiar with how that is serviced in the steering column. So I've got the covers off the steering column. There's 2 screws, one here and one here and one down in the bottom that you can get to by turning the steering wheel 90 degrees, one on that side and one on the other side. Then use a small screwdriver to pry the 2 halves apart, flip the top half up like so, and then the bottom half over to the right and off of the lock cylinder. So this is the antenna right here. I thought I would take it apart and check the connections for any signs of an anomaly. I don't see anything obvious. But I'm going to deoxidize these terminals just in case. Only 4 wires in that connector. But that's the antenna around the outside of the lock cylinder. And of course the transponder is in the key, and these are both original keys by the looks of it. Well, it definitely won't work with it unplugged. I'm going to deoxidize these terminals in this connector. So I used some of this deoxit spray on the terminals in that white connector, and then blew it out, and then I used Stabilitin 22A on the terminals. Now if we watch the security light, this little light up here, Take the key right out and put it in. My understanding is if there's a problem, that light will be blinking. Let's simulate a problem by unplugging the connector. Okay, put the key in. No light at all. Alright, let's plug the connector back in. Well, it hasn't missed a beat since I sprayed the enhancing cleaner on the terminals. Imagine that. So there you can see one of the screws. I'm putting the covers back on now. And you can access these screws by turning the steering wheel 90 degrees. As you can see. Oh, got to put the key in the ignition because it's got a steering lock. Yeah, I'll put these screws back in. So we're going to try this now. That's 1, 2, well, that's weird. Well, I'm going to clear the codes out of it. So we're going to do an all system code clear. Boys, Hyundais and Kias are slow. There's only a half a dozen computers here. Come on. I got a battery charger connected to it so the battery doesn't go flat on me. I was wrong. There's only 4 computers that I was able to clear the codes out of. Didn't clear the codes out of the Immobilizer. Let's see. Oh, I guess that's it doesn't store codes in there. Well, let's go back into the Immobilizer and look at data. And the key status should say learned or learnt. Let's try starting this thing several times. Off, on, off, on, off, on, off, on, off, on. It seems to be working just fine now. Could it have been oxidation on those terminals? Time will tell. I'll try it in the morning. So I've cleared all the codes out of all the computers, tightened the serpentine belt for the alternator. Somebody had recently replaced that, and these ones are manually adjusted, so they need to be tweaked after a couple 100 kilometers. And it has not reset any codes, and it's been starting fine, so gonna give it back to the customer with the understanding that it may not be fixed. It could be an intermittent problem, and it may need an antenna replaced. That would be my call at this point, because the customer did say he tried the other key and it worked the same way with the other key, so the chances of 2 faulty keys being present at the same time is unusual. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching.